Hey, welcome back, everyone. All right, hope everyone's doing well today. We have another successful TTM through the mail autograph returns batch. We have 6 returns, and all former Pirates. So I know Math Bowler and Mr. Meyerhead will definitely enjoy this one. All right, so let's get right to it. The first one comes to us from Las Vegas, Nevada. 6 of 4. And 16 days. It was free. And let's see who it is. All right, so this first Pirates player played for 14 years in the majors and had a long, successful minor league career, playing 11 years in the minors. He won 2 batting titles in AAA ball. He also spent 2 seasons in Japan at the end of his career. He played in Pittsburgh in 1977 and from 1979 through 1983, where he won a World Series title in 1979. And he was also an All-Star in 1981. In 1984, he hit for a .313 average. He belted 27 homers, drove in 91, and scored 87 runs for the Red Sox that season. Post-playing career, he was a well-respected hitting instructor. Under his tutelage, Vaughn became one of the American League's most feared hitters, and in 1995 won the Most Valuable Player Award. This person also happens to be an ordained Baptist minister. He has been married to a Brenda Johnson for many years, who happens to be former major leaguer Cliff Johnson's sister. How about that? This player is also nicknamed the Hitman. As most of you already figured out, that player is Mr. Mike Easler. There he is on the 87 Donruss. There he is on the 81 Tops with the Pirates. The 88 Score. 83 Flair. And he also signed 2 index cards. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. And I'll have to get these encased. I know Brandon just got a index card encased with Beckett. It looks phenomenal. All right. Next up we have excuse me. This one is from Pittsburgh, PA, 5 of 4. It was free, and this was 9 days. So this next player was a teammate of Mike Easler and also a member of the 1979 World Series championship team. He was actually the winning pitcher in that Game 7 for the Pirates. He pitched in 2 other World Series in 1971 with the Orioles, who lost to Pittsburgh, and 1976 with the Yankees. He played with Pittsburgh from 1977 through 1981. He was an All-Star in 1969. According to this pitcher, and I quote, "Winning Game 7 of the 1979 World Series was my biggest thrill in baseball, no doubt. People from that era here in Pittsburgh still remember it like it was yesterday," end quote, he said. He credited the team for its collective success, but believed that the championship would have remained elusive without its captain. He said, "Willie Stargell was the star of our team. He was a great leader, on and off the field. He was one of the best players and best teammates I ever came into contact with. The day he died was one of the sorriest days of my life." And this pitcher would be Mr. Grant Jackson. There he is on the 79 Tops. He is on the 73 Tops with the Orioles. 72 Tops. And the 71 Tops. And he also signed an index card for us. Awesome. That looks fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. Little fun fact for Scott over at Reindeer Studios and House of Cards and Mike the Card Dude. Both Mr. Easler and Mr. Jackson are from the great state of Ohio. Very cool. There's going to be some Cleveland, Ohio connections this batch as well. All right. Next up. This one was a 2 of 2. It was free, 14 days. This comes to us from Medford, Oregon. And this next Pirates player played against Grant Jackson in the 1971 World Series. He actually played in Pittsburgh from 71 to 73. He was actually on another World Series winning team that many forget about. He was a member of the 1969 New York Mets. He pitched in all of 2 September games that season, notching 1 save in the Mets' 100th win of the year and allowing no runs, before being rendered ineligible for postseason play. In 1967, he nearly lost his leg in a motorcycle accident. How bad was it? 2 doctors recommended partial amputation of the leg. Fortunately, a 3rd doctor believed that the injured leg could be saved. With that, always get a second, even third opinion. And there's your proof. But after that, he swore off riding a motorcycle for the duration of his career. In 1970, he, along with Amos Otis, were traded to the Royals from the Mets. He would finish second that year in the Sporting News Rookie of the Year voting to Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven. This 6'4", 220-pound hurler is, as you Pittsburgh fans probably guessed, Mr. Bob Johnson. And there he is on 2 1972 Topps cards. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Much appreciated. All right, next up, this was a 4 of 3 free, 13 days. And this comes to us from Springfield, Missouri. So this next former Pirate played with the Pirates from 1956 through 1965, and again in 1968, playing 6 games as a fill-in because players had gone to serve in the military. He was an unheralded outfielder in the Yankee system. Trying to crack that lineup was near impossible in the early 50s. His big break actually came when he hit former Yankees manager Casey Stengel in the back with a baseball. Near the end of camp in his first spring training with the Yanks in 1954, he was in the outfield with Bauer, Woodling, and Mantle practicing. And he said, "I fielded a fly ball and fired away," he remembered. "Somehow Mr. Stengel got between me and the relay man, and I proceeded to hit him in the back with my strongest throw and knocked him down. The other outfielders were laughing and pointing to me and shouting, 'He did it.' Mr. Stengel got up, shook himself, and hollered, 'If you guys throw like that in a game, you might throw someone out.' And just like that, 2 weeks later, he was traded." He was traded to the Cardinals, where he would go on to win the 1955 Rookie of the Year award. He would go on to win a World Series title with the Pirates in 1960 and as a coach in 1971. He would go on to have a long, successful career as a manager, winning 995 games under his leadership. And he's none other than Mr. Bill Verdon. I don't have him on any Pirates cards, so I apologize. There he is, manager on the 82 Donruss, and a manager with the Expos on 1984 Topps. And he was nice enough to also sign an index card. And there it is, NL Rookie of the Year, 1955. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Verdon. Greatly appreciate that. Got 4 index cards. That's pretty solid. I'll take it. All right. Next up, this one comes to us from Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida. But he must be down there during the winter, because I know I sent it to his Pennsylvania address. But this was a 3 of 3. It was free. And 15 days for this return. All right, so this next Pirate is a legend from the little state of Connecticut. His school teammate, John Lamb, would become this player's brother-in-law and future Pirates teammate. This player played with the Pirates from 1964 until 1974. He was an All-Star in 1972 and an integral part of the 1971 World Series championship team. According to him, I was a total Indians fan, completely buggy. In the summer of 1954, when they won the record of 111 games, I managed to find every single Indian box score in the newspaper and clip it out, which took some time doing up where I lived. I guess Herb Score was my real hero. I actually pitched against him once in Indianapolis in 1963 when he was trying to make a comeback. But I knew the whole team by heart, not just the stars, but also the guys on the bench like George Strickland, Wally Westlake, and Hank Majeski. My first big league autograph was Hank Majeski in 1968. Pretty cool. This pitcher established himself as the Pirates' ace. He put up an 18-6 record with an ERA of 2.12 and led the NL with a winning percentage of .750. In September, he threw 3 consecutive shutouts and at one point won 9 straight starts. In 1971, he would pitch to a 15-8 record, 136 strikeouts, and a 2.85 ERA. He would go on to be immortalized, not for a pitcher who encountered control problems towards the end of his career, but as a pitcher who went 2-0, pitching 18 innings and winning both games, including the decisive Game 7, making that last pitch to win the series. His performance would lead Orioles manager Earl Weaver to utter, "Clemente was great, all right, but if it hadn't been for Mr. Blass, we might be popping the corks right now." And here he is, the legendary Mr. Blass from the small town of Canaan, Connecticut. There he is on the 1973 Topps. the 1972 tops. And again, he was nice enough to sign the 73. That looks fantastic. And he was nice enough to answer a question for us. Ask Mr. Blast, who was the toughest hitter you ever faced? And there it is, Billy Williams. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Blast. It's an honor to get your auto. Thank you so much for taking the time. All right. Last but not least, this next one comes to us from actually Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And sent in $20 donation for this one. And it came back at 2 of 1. 9 days. Pretty quick turnaround. All right, so this next Pirates player played his whole career with the Buccos. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001. And like Mr. Blast, he also grew up a Cleveland fan. This young kid who grew up in Wheeling, West Virginia, dreamed of playing pro ball. Excuse me. And he did just that, even winning 2 World Series titles with the Bucs. He would go on to form one of the best double play combinations with Gene Alley from 1965 through 1972. His defense was masterful. He may be remembered for one of the greatest home runs ever hit at 3:36 p.m. on October 13th, 1960 in the World Series. But like the late, great Hall of Famer Joe Morgan said, this player set the gold standard for second baseman. In his induction speech, he said, and I quote, "I think defense belongs in the Hall of Fame. Defense deserves as much credit as pitching, and I'm proud to be going in as a defensive player. I want to thank the Veterans Committee for getting me here. I thought when the Pirates retired my number, that would be the greatest thing to ever happen to me." He choked and said, "I don't think I'm going to make it. I want to thank everyone who made the trip up here to listen to all this crap. Thank you to everybody." No, thank you, Mr. Majeski. And here it is. I saw Jordan get this return, so I had to jump on it. And there were a couple addresses, but he told me the one he sent it to, so I really appreciate that, J-Dubs. And I went out and got this awesome card. Of course, I had to get him on the 1960 tops. That looks fantastic. I'll definitely have to get this one slabbed. That is awesome. So we thank you so much, Mr. Majeski. And he threw that in. How awesome is that? Man, this was fantastic. This was a great return day. Really, really. We were definitely appreciative. Thank you to everyone who signed. It is much appreciated. I know they were part of some memorable Pirates teams, so it was an honor to add these to the collection. So thank you so much for signing, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Hope everyone's well, safe, and I will see everyone next time. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. Take care, everyone.